Hi trader, welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris and today's focus again on the euro dollar and pound dollar for the last 2 days of this trading week. Alright, let's kick off with the euro dollar daily chart, and we talked about this of course in the previous video that there was a big bullish momentum. Just a quick recap, a bearish correction, kind of a choppy corrective move down, and price was not able to break through that 23.6 fib. Remember, bounce off that fib, and we discussed some long setups based on that. So price has reached the resistance trend line in the meantime around 119. That was the main target for the breakout to the upside, and you can see that a bit better on the 4-hour chart. Right here we talked about this falling wedge, and if price breaks that falling wedge, that there's space up to that resistance trend line, which is a new decision zone. So that's where we are right now. We're at a new decision zone, so this is going to cause either a bullish break up to 120 and maybe even 120.75, or a bearish bounce. So that's something that we have to wait. I think that the candlesticks, as always, will decide what the market wants to do. We just need to be aware of what's going on and be ready for action. So from my point of view, the main question is, when looking at the hourly chart, is this going to make a bull flag correction, or is it going to show bearish momentum? So if it shows a bull flag, I think it's setting itself up for a break of that resistance trend line and of the flag itself, and there could be a continuation of this bullish momentum, right? At the moment, price is already in an uptrend channel, basically showing this kind of motion as it makes higher highs and higher lows, right? Roughly speaking. And is it going to stay in that, or maybe break slightly below it, but basically stay above 118.50, above these bottoms and tops? Then if it makes something like that, it's ready for upside, right? Now, in that case, this is a wave 3, and I would consider this a wave 1 and 2, and this would be then, in that case, a wave 4. Whereas if it breaks through this channel, and more specifically breaks through 118.50, then in that case, it is starting to become maybe not as much a 1, 2, 3, but maybe more of a B, C. So that's what's at stake here, really. I know that not everyone is a big wave fan, but that's what I think at the moment, why it's so important to wait at the moment and wait for price to confirm whether it's actually breaking 118.50, or whether it's breaking 118.90, or whether it's making a pattern. It's because of the 1, 2, 3 or ABC motion that needs to be confirmed and validated or invalidated, and the fact, of course, that there is a resistance trend line and some resistance here on the left that we discussed in the previous video as well. So yes, we had some great setups here upon the breakout here and upon the break of 118 here, and those were good setups to the upside, and all of them have reached the target. Now need to wait for more info, but there could be trades soon, either for a bearish break to the upside, or if price breaks below, then for maybe a retest of support. All right, so let's dive into that scenario a little bit more. So here's the fib, by the way. So yes, anything above 118.40 is definitely bullish. If it breaks that, there's some space down to 118.15, 118, which still could be bouncing spots, by the way. These are quite shallow fibs still, but specifically below 118, that's when I would expect the price to be able to fall a little bit more, and price could fall down to 117, for instance. So 118, 118.40, 118 are crucial support levels. Now, if price does break to the upside, then let's go back to the 4-hour chart. 119.25, 119.75. Those are some targets to think about here at the minus 61.8, minus 272 target. Overall, though, all right, keep in mind that it's going to be important to see how price, if it does break, how it approaches this resistance zone, because that could be a hard nut to crack, and price might turn back down to retest this support level and make an expanded correction like this in 3 parts, right? An A, B, C. So this could still be a wave B. It's possible. That's why we need to be very careful of this resistance zone as well. It could be the start of the uptrend too. So in both cases, price might break to the upside. Just need to be cautious of this resistance zone, because price might not be able to break through it on this kind of attempt. Maybe the next attempt after it makes a correction lower and then breaks to the upside. All right, so just be aware of that. And if it does show strong daily candles breaking through, these levels, then fine. Then yes, it's breaking, and there should be some upside continuation towards 122.50, which is a quarter level. All right, and also be aware that if it does make this motion up down, that it could even go down to the 38 before bouncing up. Right, both the 23 and the 38 are strong support levels. That's 115 and 117. All right, so that's about it for the moment. You see strong daily candles. Now it's all about how price responds to this and what kind of pattern do we see here. Do we see bearish momentum falling and a bear flag, or do we see a bull flag or a triangle? That's the key info from my point of view at this moment. All right, let's continue with the pound dollar 4-hour chart. So a bit of an update compared to our video from 2 days ago. Basically, price breaking above this bearish channel, and the bullishness is kind of surprising me a little bit. Basically, it's at the critical decision zone right now. The 50-61.8 fib is the very max retracement I would expect if this is a wave 4, and if it really pushes above the 61.8 fib, then this is not, in my view, a wave 4 anymore. Very simple. My analysis is invalidated, and the structure is looking more bullish. Now, for the moment, I haven't taken a short yet, even though my vision is bearish, and it has to do with the fact that I haven't seen any confirmation of return as yet on the 4-hour chart, daily chart. All right, daily candles are still bullish, 4-hour candles are still bullish. So I haven't seen any response from the market that says, okay, this is the signal I'm looking for downside. All right, so for the moment, basically, because what happened basically yesterday was that there was a bull flag here, right? So we had a break, a bull flag, and a continuation, in fact. So we can remove the bearish channel. That's not so important at the moment. What is important, though, is this sideways zone right here, because there was momentum before that, and there was momentum after that. Strong momentum. So that zone is strong resistance. So this is still a heavy, even though price broke above this resistance, it is still in a heavy resistance zone due to these fibs and due to this zone. All right, and therefore I'm still looking for strong bearish candlestick pattern on the 4-hour chart or daily chart in this zone without price breaking through 132.90, which is the 61.8 fib, or 133, let's say. So that's important. If price does turn here, then I think that this could still be a wave 4. This could still be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, and at least price could test this bottom at the very minimum. In that case, all right, if it does turn, then it will also eventually break through this channel. I would wait for a bear flag and another break, and that could be another potential setup. All right, so there are two, as I said last time, two kind of things to look for: the candlestick pattern in this zone and the break of the channel, followed by perhaps another break of a smaller flag on the lower time frame for follow through to the downside. And if price does show strong candles pushing through the 61.8 fib, then definitely not as bearish as definitely starting to think of a bullish environment. In fact, in that case, this is probably an ABC rather than a 1, 2, 3, and that's how you can measure the difference. And that's something that our SWOT system and course also explains about waves, is that we don't really need to be expert wave count analysis at all to still use the waves. In fact, that's what SWOT is all about, is that we don't have to know the wave counts, not even have to know the theory that well to still capitalize on the waves, or not even, actually, you don't even have to know the theory at all. You can, of course, use it if you want to. That's a different matter. So this is ABC or 1, 2, 3, but if price really breaks through that 61.8, it's looking more like an ABC. So we'll have to see. At this moment, I'm leaning, I still think this could be a turn, but we'll know soon enough. On the hourly chart, I guess we'll get more info as well, but I think the 4-hour or the daily chart are the best time frames. All right, thanks for joining EliteCurrency.com. Sign up for more free material, and of course, wish you good trading. Cheers.